this week's newsletter. I've had a haircut. Knocked years off me, didn't it? Still going grey, but still holding on to the hair. Very, very pleased about that. What's been happening this week? Well, last week I told you I was going to do a little presentation for Wilson, and that happened today. I went to Cameron House. Woof. What a place that is. Far too expensive for my life, but lovely nonetheless. So we did the presentation looking at their drivers for next year, and brilliant, really, really good. They seem to be very receptive about what I was saying, which was nice to get my opinion valued, which is good. It's quite exciting for me. I do work hard at it, but it put me into the chain of thought to show you guys. I was basically fitting two players today. One really, really good player, a guy called Chris Curry, who plays in the Tartan Tour. Very good golfer, very good golfer. And then I was fitting somebody from France, who was not as good as Chris. So the worst player struggled with a little cut and needed some forgiveness, and Chris was a great ball striker. So I had to use two heads, basically two heads to fit, and one was great for Chris and one was great for the other chap. And why was that? A lot to do with the centre of gravity. Now, I don't want to lose you there, but centre of gravity, basically the where that club, in a three-dimensional axis, where that club would balance. So where is the balance point, right? So I've done a little show for you. So this is the Stealth, and I've put this little pink dot as the centre of gravity. Okay, it's forward, right? It's forward on this driver. Why is it forward? And it reduces spin. So reduces spin and launch. Why is this driver not for everybody? Because as you move the centre of gravity forward, basically it will twist easier off centre strikes. But good players tend to strike it in a consistent place. So this is basically the design of the Wilson driver. This is obviously a Stealth. The Wilson drivers aren't out to next year, but they were very good. But this is illustration. So that's your low spinning driver, and this is the Stealth, say 12 degree HD. So it's the draw driver, and the centre of gravity is back further and down towards the heel, and that allows people to square the face up, i.e. not having the face too much to the right of the path, right? So this if you're struggling with a slice, this is the sort of driver that you technically should be, not always, should be better with, where the CG position is down here. Now, we go on to the face of the golf club, okay? Now, TaylorMade have got twist face to stabilise the face and not have so much funky stuff happening from off-centred hits. But if you're a slicer, excuse me, don't worry, I'm not going to COVID again, can't possibly have that. If you're a slicer of the golf ball, you would be much better off. Everybody thinks, let's hit it in the centre. Not if you're a slicer. I would always prefer the slicer to be hitting it more towards the toe, right? And higher in the face. Why higher in the face? Well, this is where low spin and high launch comes from, right? Now, if you hit it in the toe, that ball is going to start to gear back to the left, so that would help your slice as well. The biggest thing about golfers is this strike isn't good enough usually, so if you're a slicer, try and get the ball coming out of roughly about here, and your slice will go down. Guaranteed. But don't have it low down in the face. Why? Because what happens to the club face is it does that, and you get low launch and the ball goes up the face and you get high spin. So this little shot that goes whoosh, that I don't know if it necessarily makes that noise, but it's a distance wrecker. Don't hit it anywhere out the heel. It's an awful place for anybody to hit a driver and an iron for that matter. So if you've got a slice, try and hit it here. I would always say that's a better part for a driver, but if you're a hooker, if you're somebody that draws the ball a heck of a lot, when you get it out of the nose, that ball's going to tilt down to the left. So when we were fitting Chris, we were looking at something with the centre of gravity forward to reduce the spin. He swings the club fast, but again, he was wanting to hit it just pretty much out the middle and higher. Now, he was sometimes getting the lower hits, and that was generating a little bit too much spin. But the interesting thing about their drivers and the Stealth, to be honest, is even when it went down a little bit, an older style of drivers, that spin rate would go up and you would lose a lot of distance, but it doesn't do as much. When you go right down the bottom, nothing can help you there, to be honest. So trying to get the strike higher in the face is pretty good for everybody, but be careful if you're a drawer of the ball. Don't get out the toe, but if you're a slicer, get it out the toe and you're going to sneak some yardage. You're going to get a much better ball flight out there. So, a little bit of interesting things about centre of gravity. Next time, I think we might even talk about counterbalance shafts. Doesn't that sound wonderful? It is wonderful and it's very interesting. So, what I'm trying to do is educate you guys in club technology, which is my bag. You can also see in the bottom of this driver, you can move the weight. Okay, so you can move the CG. So with the weights, you could move the CG towards the toe a little bit and to the heel a little bit. And this is why fitting is good. And good fitting is what's happening at the club this week. Well, we've got club championship day on for the gents is on Saturday, and we've got the junior champs and the lady champs coming up as well, and it's exciting. You all play golf to get better and to have success, and I always say this to you every single year: come watch the best players, because you'll see a pattern. You'll help your own golf game, and do you know what? It's just satisfying to watch somebody hit some good golf shots. It's also quite good to see them hitting some not so good shots sometimes, because we are all human. We are all susceptible to bad shots. Nobody hits the shots perfectly all the time, but I will always say it, there will be a correlation to the winner and practice. That's all I can say. So get down, watch the golf. We've got our very own John McQuiston, the man with the beard. You'll see him rummaging about during the week. He's a very talented man, actor, singer, musician. He's brilliant. And he's also on a pilot program. Not about pilots, it's a pilot program called is it Islanders? That's on BBC iPlayer. Have a wee watch. He's a fabulous actor. I wouldn't say that to his face, obviously, but yeah, he'll be providing some entertainment. I might even be here for a couple of pints, possibly. So it's exciting stuff at the golf club this weekend. The weather is looking good. I'm very much looking forward to getting my legs out again, and I'm looking forward to the good golf that we will see on Saturday. And the course is just immense. Scott and his team deserve a lot of praise, especially in this sort of weather. Everybody thinks this is great. It's hard. Got to get in, got to watering extra parts of the course that you wouldn't normally do, and getting to those parts is difficult. So big thank you to Scott and his team. What's happening in the pro shop? Well, I've been building golf clubs left, right and centre this week, and we have decided to give you a summer sale. Yes, we've got discounted stuff out, and we've got a promotion on bags. We're just so nice to you. Unbelievably nice to you. And you'll get some great chat thrown in on it. Okay, so come and support the Pro Shop with the wonderful sale we're doing. I've been Graham Bell, and over and out.